So today I'm going to be continuing the Are They Dead series. This is where I go back to some of the most popular franchises of all time. I look at each game in that series and I see if the multiplayers are still active for those games. So I've already done videos on the Battlefield franchise and Call of Duty. If you haven't checked those videos out, first of all, what the hell are you doing? Go down to the comment section or the description box and I'll leave links to those videos below. Second of all, today we're taking a look at Gears of War, one of my favorite shooters of all time, and some of the best memories I've ever had in gaming have come from this franchise. So we're going to be looking at all of the Gears of War games, seeing if I can still find matches, seeing how active the multiplayer is. If you're looking for a specific Gears of War game, I will leave timestamps down below, but let's get into this shit. Gears of War 1, the first installment into one of the most iconic franchises of all time. Could I find a match in 2022? You bet your ass I couldn't. So I couldn't find a match on this and it was really disheartening. This game, a lot of memories on this game, but nobody seems to be on it and you can't blame them. I mean, it's extremely old. There's also a remaster for this game that came out a few years ago which has updated graphics, and I was hoping maybe I could find matches on that instead. But yeah, I had to unfortunately go back to YouTube and find some random dude's gameplay. So that's what you're watching on the screen. I have no clue if he's good. Let's just hope he is, because if he's not, then I'm gonna find his YouTube again and send him some inappropriate messages. But yeah, this game is the one that started it all. I still remember when I first played this game. Granted, I was super young, like I was in diapers, but I do remember being mind blown by how good this game looked. I mean, it still looks pretty good for being a 15-year-old game. But I was more impressed with like the gameplay, like the cover system. Do you know how many games have copied Gears of War's cover system? And this is the first game. I remember still playing it. Like the cover system was brand new. The gameplay and the movement felt so smooth at the time. It still feels smooth now, but yeah, this game is legendary. So after I couldn't find any matches on Gears of War 1 on the 360 version, I moved my way to Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which is the remaster for Gears of War 1. Came out in 2015, I think, and I was actually shocked because I could not find matches for this game either. So I was starting to get worried because I went back to back, and I'm not talking about in the bedroom. I went back to back from Gears of War 1 360 to Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and I couldn't find matches for either of those games. So I was kind of getting scared for just all of these games in general. I was like, am I even going to be able to find a match on any of these games? We'll see later on in this video. But yeah, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I actually downloaded it last year and I could find matches on different regions, different game modes, mainly team deathmatch. But yeah, this time around I just couldn't do it. So 2 days in a row I tried searching for matches. I tried switching my region. I went to like Asia, I went to Brazil, I went all over the fucking globe and I couldn't find matches. So seems like this game is dead. And Gears of War Ultimate Edition, what can I say about this game? It is basically Gears of War 1. It is exactly Gears of War 1. They just updated the graphics, changed a few things here and there, like cutscenes for the campaign. But this was a really good game. I actually put more time into this game than I did the original 360 version. And just a really good, this is how you do a remaster. For all those developers out there that don't know how to do it and they just copy and paste and they don't really graphically upgrade the remaster, it's like a fake remaster. This is how you do a remaster. So I really want to see a Gears of War trilogy remaster. I'm still waiting for Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3 to be remastered because those games are just begging for it. And there has been rumors about that, so let's just keep praying for that we get that in the near future. Gears of War 2, my personal favorite Gears game in the entire franchise. This game had so many innovative modes and ideas. This was the first Gears game to introduce horror mode. Yeah, horror mode. I wish I had a horror mode. Horde mode. And I can still remember coming home and playing that for hours with the boys. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. You guys have no idea how excited I was when I found some players because I was not having any luck with Gears of War 1. But apparently some people have the same sentiments that I do. This is the best Gears game, and there's still players playing it, which was a great sign. Now, the only bad thing is that I was connecting to God knows where. I don't know where the server was, but Gears 2 was one of those games that I sneak up on this guy. I could smell his ass from miles away. He punches me once, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I body his ass. But yeah, Gears of War 2 was one of those games where like it actually had a host migration, so it would pick the best host in the lobby and that host could be like who knows where. He could live in Antarctica or like the South Pole or North Pole. He could live wherever the hell. He could be in heaven for all we know. He could already be dead. And that's where you're connecting to. So sometimes the lobbies were extremely laggy. And in 2022, you're just going to get what you get. So you might not get the best server, and you might be lagging a lot. But yeah, this game is currently running at 60 frames per second as I am just chasing everybody down with RAM, and I am bodying everybody. Nobody wants to mess with me. I even pick up my teammate, which isn't something I normally do. I usually just let them die, but this time I decided to pick them up. Gears of War 2, the complete package. In my opinion, it has the best campaign, the best multiplayer. It was just, yeah, it's running at 60 frames per second now too on the Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. So if you do have those, the frame rate upgrade definitely makes this game a lot more enjoyable. Gears of War 3, in my opinion, the last great Gears of War game that we have seen. And as you're seeing on the screen, 170 players online worldwide. Typically, that is the number you're going to see. It's usually between 100 and 200 players, somewhere in that range, because I actually played this about 3 or 4 months ago, and it was also about 150 players online. So most of which are in the team deathmatch mode, I should add. As I go around the corner here and absolutely tickle this guy's ballsack. Was he playing with his elbows or something? Because that is just ridiculous. I haven't played Gears of War in months, and I am just destroying these guys. And this guy's just sitting up here camping with the mulcher. Not going to happen on my watch. But Gears of War 3 was, like I said, probably the last great Gears of War game. I do like Gears of War 4, but I feel like Gears of War 3 was just on another level. This game had a bunch of new modes. This was like the first Gears of War game that had the new kind of play style. So it's the same Gears of War from Gears 1 and Gears 2 that you know and love. Same kind of play style, but it's a little bit faster. So the character model in this game felt a lot smaller, and you just move around a lot quicker than you did in Gears 2 and Gears 1. Gears 2 had a very bulky feeling to the character. It was kind of slow and sluggish, which I didn't mind, but I definitely prefer the fast movement, just wall bouncing. The fluidity feels a lot better in Gears of War 3 than it did in the previous 2 Gears games. Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth because we were now talking about Gears of War Judgment, easily the worst Gears of War game of all time. I don't think anybody's going to debate me on that. Even if you're a diehard Gears fan, I think we just all try to forget this game and pretend like it never happened. Unfortunately, or fortunately, actually fortunately, I thank the heavens, I could not find a game on this, but I decided to go and play some bots anyways just to get some gameplay. What can I say about this game? I'll give it a few compliments, okay? The movement in this game was very fluid, very smooth, just wall bouncing and moving around the map felt very good. But other than that, I don't know what I can say. Oh, the maps. The maps were actually really good in this game. I kind of forgot about how good the maps were, but going back and playing a few matches, it kind of made me remember that this game did have some pretty cool map layouts and map designs. But other than that, there was no Locust in the multiplayer, which is that's just unacceptable. How can you not have Locust in the multiplayer? It was COG versus COG, and I still remember when this game came out, people were like, where in the shit are the Locust? Why am I just fighting COG in every multiplayer match? And yeah, like I said, everybody tries to forget this game, and it was just not good. It was not good. I don't even think Epic Games made this game. I think this was People Can Fly who made this game. And when I heard that, I was just like, okay, this is probably going to be like it feels like a knockoff Gears of War. It doesn't even feel like it's a part of the franchise or something. But yeah, let's move away from this piece of shit. Gears of War 4, probably the most popular Gears of War game in 2022. Still a ton of lobbies open in the Team Deathmatch mode. You can search for King of the Hill and some of the other popular modes, but I think your best bet is Team Deathmatch. You will get into games really quickly. And the reason why I think there's still a lot of players on this game is I think the diehard Gears fans actually prefer this over the Gears 5. I know I'm one of those people. I think this game's a lot better than Gears 5. Just everything from the movement. This game's a little bit quicker than Gears 5. I feel like Gears 5 slowed down a little bit in regards to movement. And the maps, I mean, this game had so much content. Guys, Gears 4, I don't know if there's a game out there that has ever put more content out. The Coalition was just giving us maps and maps and maps. Every month it felt like they brought back some of the most historic maps from the Gears of War franchise. You know, you got some Gears 2 maps. There's Blood Drive in this, Security. Some other ones. Gears 5 also did a pretty good job of bringing back some maps, but I feel like this game was just on another level with content. And I think that's why a lot of people just prefer this game. I think the Gnasher play is better in this. I think that the Lancer play is better. Something about Gears 5 just feels a little bit off. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think other people hold the same sentiments and they also feel that way. That's why this game seems to still have the most players online. And as far as campaign goes, I'll just quickly touch about this. Gears 4 and Gears 5, I'm not the biggest fan of their campaigns. I do think that Epic Games had just, I don't know what they did, but the storytelling and the characters I much preferred in the original Gears of War trilogy. But Gears 4 does have an okay campaign. I think it was better than Gears of War 5 from what I played. And last but definitely not least, we got Gears 5 or Gears of War 5. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it. But where do I start with this game? So you can go into competitive versus, and I don't think you're going to have the best of luck finding matches in here. So I was just kind of showing it off for whatever the heck reason. But you're going to want to go into quick play, and free-for-all is, I'm just going to give a recommendation. Free-for-all is actually really fun on this game. It's probably the best mode to play. A lot of players on there. And the one thing that sucks, the downside, is that there's not many maps in the free-for-all. I think there's only 3 maps, so they got to, and they're not updating this game anymore, so 3 maps is just not enough when it comes to free-for-all. There needs to be, I don't know why you can't just play free-for-all on all of the maps. They have like specific maps for free-for-all, which I don't understand why. But speaking of maps, this game does not have the best maps. I think that the best maps that are in this game are actually old maps that they've brought back through content updates. Some Gears 2 maps, I think there's some Gears 3 maps in this game, like River from Gears 2. Those are the best maps, and that's the problem with all multiplayer games nowadays. I feel like even Call of Duty, Gears, Halo, I feel like the map designs nowadays, you rarely see really good maps. I feel like the best maps are in the past, or maybe that's a nostalgia factor, sure, but I don't know. Talking more about Gears 5 though, let me stay on track. This game, I could just feel something was off when I played the beta 2 or 3 years ago. The map design, like I said, wasn't the best. The movement just felt off, like the gunplay, the Gnasher play, the Lancer just felt a little different. And this game, I don't know what it is, but it feels a little bit slower than Gears 4 and Gears 3 did. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I played a lot of Gears of War 4, and coming to this, I couldn't do it. I just preferred Gears 4, so I've made my way back to Gears 4. Anytime I want to play a Gears of War game, I'm definitely going back to Gears of War 4. You guys are going to have to let me know what you guys like better, Gears 4 or Gears 5. I'm sure there's some people out there that absolutely love Gears 5 and they hate my guts for saying all this, but yeah, and I know there's a large portion of people that specifically buy Gears of War games for the campaigns, so maybe that's why Gears has been on the downfall. Maybe just people don't care for the multiplayer enough. But I'm pretty sure there's always been a die-hard fan base when it comes to Gears multiplayer, and they gotta find a way to keep these players on this game longer. So this game died after like a month, and there's obviously still players on it, but I think the player count has to be within like under 5,000 players at this point, and it's been that way for months and months, if not years now. So yeah, there's rumors that Gears of War 6 is in the works, maybe for next year or 2 years down the road. I think that is the Coalition's last chance. They got to figure out a way to bring Gears back to the series that we know and love, that everybody fell in love with 10 years ago. And I still want to see a trilogy remaster. I don't know when they're going to do that, but that's also another rumor that they are working on a Gears 2 and Gears 3 remaster, and obviously Gears 1's already been remastered. They got to release that shit ASAP, because I think a lot of people want to see that. Updated graphics on Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3. Could you guys imagine that? Oh, that would be hot. So yeah, this was my overall look of the entire Gears series in 2022. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. If you love me, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.